It doesn't matter. Iron Man doesn't care. He is immune. We've got 20 armor ups now. Look at that. Critting for 15,000, 23,000. Those are combos. Those are combos. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for War 5 of the season. SSX, we're coming off our first loss this last war to Salty. Now going up against SGA, a Masters tier, perennial top 10 alliance as well. So you know this is going to be close. This is going to be a tight one. We're looking to get back on track. Have this first fight here with a against Havok, going to use my lady Deathstrike. Now this tact, I've talked about this a lot, has really pointed out to me how good she actually is. She's incredibly tanky in some very unusual ways. And then if you can keep the heal block up, which is the second medium for her, second medium in a combo, it's going to put her heal block up, which is obviously great, stopping the healing. But what it also does, and why one of the reasons why she's used so much for this tactic, is it also prevents any mutants from going unstoppable or unblockable. So far, this fight is going really, really well, right? I'm concentrating on my SP1s. I've kind of given up because of the way a lot of these fights are going. I have given up on going with my SP2, which would give me more chances to block hits in Ferocity. But the SP1 does fine, right? On activation, inflicts a Torment debuff for the duration of the special, causing all damaging debuffs to last 6 seconds longer. All ruptures are paused during the special. The vast majority of our damage is coming from these rupture debuffs. And as you can see, we're doing really, really well. I assume my opponent did place with inequity, so all these debuffs on me are slowing down our attack, but that's coming from, for the most part, most of Lady Deathstrike's damage is coming from the armor ups, or it's based off the armor ups anyway, and those ruptures. So I'm just not that worried about it. I've made a gameplay mistake here and there, I know, because I've lost health, and I think I'm going to make another one. I think I forget to keep a heal block up, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Yeah. So like I've lost the ability to keep a heal block up. I probably should have been baiting specials a little bit more, maybe going for a little bit more intercepts. Gameplay wasn't great. These first two fights, I remember, it was not wonderful, but I was happy I was able to get the solos on both and then come out and do much, much better the later fights in this war. So here we go. We're coming in. He doesn't want to throw his heavy, get an intercept, and then we're going to finish off just with the simple combo. So nothing too scary. She's handling it. She's got those nanobot regenerators and all that good stuff. She's a great champion. She really is. And a tactic like this, I think, shows off how tanky she is and how much is in there. So now we're going to move on against this Killmonger. Now, this is an interesting fight, right? I'm going to forget about the insult to injury there. I remember I forget about something with this note too. I'm going to have a parry fail due to ability accuracy, if I remember correctly. So get the intercept, which is nice, right? We got the taunt up and that sort of thing. There it was. So that failed, make a mistake, and I think I'm gonna have another one here. But coming off of a recent war where I took this fight, wow, that was just a bad mistake on my part. Bad gameplay, bad. But yeah, just said the word bad a whole bunch. I really should have. I'm not doing it smartly there. I should have gone for my SP1 right away. I just made this mistake in a previous war, and here I am making it again. Remember, Iron Man does have an armor break on his SP1. Hopefully you saw the last war where I remembered it a little, ironically, about the same moment in the fight at 420. I finally get this fight going. Just got to learn, got to get a little better with those sorts of things. So it is what it is. But that's how Iron Man can take Killmonger with these nice armor breaks. You don't need to worry about the reverberation or anything like that. We talked a little bit about trying to parry the first hit of that SP1. And then, of course, the big thing, remember, do not hit into his counterpunch. After he throws that special one, you do not want to hit into his block. Iron Man has no way to handle that counterpunch. But you can see our damage is getting like pretty nice. We're not in our arc reactor. We don't have all those armor ups. We're not getting all that attack value. This is all just based off of our armor breaks. So he's not just for mutants. Yeah, you've seen me use him a lot, the tankiness against those mutants. But he can do some really nice damage. I'm not in the arc reactor mode, so I'm not throwing the special one. I would have considered it there because when he is in that arc reactor mode, all specials do not cost any power. See, this again, this is a mistake. This is one of the many reasons I like making more videos. I like them in general because I think we can teach and talk a lot about variety of champions and node interactions and defenders, but also it makes me watch back and just kind of learn and critique my own gameplay. Really no reason for me to have not thrown my special one. That's the one I want to go to here in this particular fight. I want to keep those armor breaks on him. That's what's going to help me get this fight done a lot better. Smart move not going for the finish there. Might have gotten it, especially with the striker, but no reason to. Just kind of come out. I can heal back up afterwards. So moving on. Not bad. Not a bad start to the war. Not as clean as, of course, you would like them, but here we go. Here's where things are really going to start to get good. Iron Man just completely shuts down Bishop. He's immune to Incinerate. And that's all that really matters. We are just going to totally annihilate this Bishop. I don't want to make this about Infamous Iron Man, but this is kind of how I feel about Infamous Iron Man. You've heard me talk about it before. I feel like too much of his design intent went to punishing Bishop. Bishop can be punished in other ways, as you're about to see. And then you have Iron Man, who can still take a variety of other mutants extremely well. And also take champions like Killmonger and things like that. Plus, he's got that really nice heal, which I didn't utilize in the last fight, so I can if something goes horribly wrong. But here we go. We're going to invalidate any prowess if they were gained. They're not going to be gained, I don't believe, because we are a tech champion and we're doing physical damage. I am going to go ahead and get up to my special 2 to get into the Arc Reactor mode, get more damage going. If for some reason that had been unblockable, if there's a node that's making Bishop go unblockable, we will be able to block it. And here's the SP1, and this is amazing. This is gorgeous. He's got his steady release, which is usually one of the biggest issues with Bishop, or if you play him where you try to block bait him and not let him throw that special 1 and he still just does sometimes, it doesn't matter. Iron Man doesn't care. He is immune. We've got 20 armor ups now. Look at that. Critting for 15,000, 23,000. Those are combos. Those are combos. Absolutely obliterates Bishop and taking champions like Killmonger in the same war. It's a pretty amazing champion. Those are 2 of the most difficult, most troubling defenders in the game. We talk a lot about America Chavez, right? We're going up against a Hulkling. I hope you know. I hope you can say it on your own. We want to concentrate on keeping up the negative zone. I do a great job on this. I'm really happy with this because I'm not giving him that combat power rate, right? We've talked about that. He will still gain his combat power from us hitting him, but we are absolutely reversing his ability power rate now, right? This node's trying to help him gain a ton of power. We're going to go ahead and now combo him because I want to get the that indestructible off, go straight into our special 2. Boom. Extended Hulkling done. Let's see how quickly this went by. Got a long victory screen. Ascended Hulkling in 23 seconds. 23 seconds. Now I think I'm going to make a gameplay here as well, a gameplay error here as well. And I've even got the guidance boost, which is nice because she goes debuff immune here. I think that's the right back at it on knockdowns. Kind of messed me up a little bit. I don't know why, but it did. Just the sense of it and the kind of play of it. As I've talked to you about before, my favorite default counter for America Chavez is actually America Chavez. Now, really cool that I've got the guidance pre-fight here because once I knock her down, she goes immune to debuffs. But this is why I like America Chavez for an America Chavez fight, is I'm not relying on a wither or anything like that to help me handle her and her dimensions. I can knock her down as much as I want. The stun is a passive stun. You can see this is going phenomenally. I know I make a mistake somewhere in here. I don't want to get too excited with myself. Oh, you know what it is? I eventually let her get to 2 bars of power. That's what it was, which I should not do. I should be a little more patient. I remember this now. This was on Saturday. I was looking forward to kind of getting back to my family. You see, we are hitting for 20,000 there crits. We do have the Fury. And so I rushed this fight a little bit. It's coming up because this is going so well. There's no reason to rush this. I think I was expecting that special to do a bit more damage. I had lost my negative zone, so I broke my own cardinal rule. So I turtle up there. Now I know I want to get the negative zone up, right? And then I realized, you know what? We can actually finish this off. We're hitting hard enough. Chavez is great. Even if you play her badly, she's going to probably save you. At least she saved me there. I love her. She's amazing. She's amazing. All right, now we're heading on. I'm starting to play a little bit better. I'm starting to think a little better. I don't know about you. Sometimes it's almost like I need to get smacked upside the head, kind of wake me up a little bit. But we're gonna go on. We're gonna move on. We have 2 more mini bosses, and I remember this. Like I said, I was looking forward to getting back to my family. This had been a set aside family day. It was a Saturday. I remember this perfectly. I thought this was my last fight of the war. I looked at the plan. I saw that I was assigned another fight with Chavez. I was very excited about it. And at this moment, I had just completely forgotten. I was coordinating with an alliance mate of mine. I believe it was Cheesy. What's up, dude? And I was going in and I was going to take this fight with an Emma Frost, or against this Emma Frost. Now, Emma is immune to a lot of stuff, but when she was in the game, I don't believe Rupture even existed when Emma was brought into the game. Lady Deathstrike places Rupture. It's another reason. It's similar to Iron Man, where their damage is physical. They're not doing energy damage. So a lot of the various fights that like even your Nimrods can take, right? Like your Bishops, they can do it just fine because they are not triggering those parts of the defensive kits of mutants. Well, Emma is not immune to Rupture. So we're just going to go in. I'm going to get my intercepts when I can, when they're available to me. This Emma is duped. So I'm going to punish as best as I can, but I'm not going to worry about evading the specials, especially if I've gotten my intercept up, which means I don't need to, right? Because I'm going to have the steadfast, or if we have the heal block up, we're going to turn off unblockables. You see, Emma is not going to unblockable yet, even with her having the 4 daunted up. And if she goes into her diamond form, it doesn't matter because our ruptures are ticking, ticking, ticking. She is not immune to them. I'm not worried about asking her to go to her special 2. And Lady Deathstrike is just absolutely handling this for us. You can see the SB1s. Oh, that, I remember that. Did you see that total hiccup there? It was the game. It just froze. It did throw me off a little bit. Threw me off of my rhythm. Got me a little bit worried because I don't want some sort of stupid game issue to cause me to die in a war where we're really trying to win. We're up against SGA. They're very good. If we want to continue our top 10 streak, we got to beat champions who also, or alliances who also want to be in the top 10. But it did mess my rhythm up quite a bit. I remember that. I remember that happening. You can see it happening. This fight has slowed down considerably, but it's going fine. Not overly worried about it. Going to use the striker here. Go in and finish off the fight. And then I put the phone down and went and I started. Had a wonderful family day. Apologize to my BG mates where they ended up having to tag me and they're like, hey Vega, are you ever gonna take down Adam Warlock, or and I came in and I've done that fight so many times, but it's interesting because I've done a lot of my war videos today, the commenting on it, and I realized I just recently messed up. See, I thought the war was over. I will do this sometimes when I think the war's over. I'll finally check the score. Whew. All right. So here we go. We're going into this, and a couple of my alliance mates had died in this war, and a lot of them were saying the inputs are not functioning right. I did duels, and everything felt okay. Earlier in the war, I didn't feel like any of the problems were due to inputs or anything like that. I felt like it was just gameplay. Now, this node in particular, it's even got the enhanced power gain and things like that. I was like, I've got to just work on keeping up my negative zone. Don't forget about it, even if the fight's going really well. So I want to just be landing my heavy and letting it finish. You're going to see me parry, and I'm going to try to go directly into my heavy, and then she just like stood there for a second. I knew that was going to be late. I knew it was. There was nothing I could do about it. I had done everything right. She just stood there. I don't know how else to explain it, and it's going to happen one more time coming up. And his power gain is going to be more than I can handle, even with America Chavez, when he's able to just hit me in the face, meaning I can't keep up my negative zone. So we're going to land that here, and we've already used up our indestructible. You can outrange his SP2. Do not go in and punish it because he's going to go into his pod. He's sovereign, so we've got an issue there. I did throw my special 1 because I'm trying to hopefully get that sovereign buff down. Get a nice intercept. Should not have hit him as much there, but I'm a little concerned about controls, as I said. So things are going pretty well, actually. Can't punish the SB2, which is an issue. Should parry, but I don't. Looks like I missed it, maybe. I'm not sure why. I know there's another gameplay error. I think I should not have used my striker there, because that's too much combat power rate. Even if I get up the 2 negative zones, his power gain is going to become too much. Yep. And he goes to an SB3. And right here, I'm like, gosh darn it. Like, everyone's been having input. I know they'll believe me that I had an input issue. My indestructible boost has already fallen off due to those input issues. But I don't want to have a death. Like, not like this. Just because I make a stupid mistake, fine. But not because of some stupid input issue. So I'm just hoping I survive this, right? Fortunately, I have a rank 3 Chavez, and this was a rank 2 Adam Warlock. because I'm not sure rank 2 Chavez survives that against a rank 3 Adam. In fact, I'm pretty positive she does not, but he's got no sovereign buff. We can go in, we can parry it and finish that one off. That last fight was, I didn't like it. You guys know when I make a gameplay error, I tell you I did, like I did earlier in the war, and this one was input issues. It just was. So it is what it is. We did come up on the winning side of this one, so we're looking pretty nice there. So congratulations to Bittersteel, Odysseus, and Royu. Phenomenal players, all of them. And then well played to us, SGA. Phenomenal alliance there. Perennial Masters, top 10 alliance as well. Let's go ahead and quickly take a look at the season stats. Okay, after that win, we're now 4-1. We're solidly in the top 10. We've got a really great matchup up against Legion, for who is currently in the top 3, and we will be placed 5th. So it's a great matchup. Looking forward to that one. 28 kills, 2 deaths. Feels good to get back on the right side of the deathless streak there and get that going. 7 total champions, 0 boss kills, 0 defender kills. Defender kills, we had a war where there just was a bunch, and I think it was because our opponents had kind of stopped boosting stuff. So I'm not going to track that anymore. Highly doubt we see any boss solos with Silk being placed and that just being so well handled by my alliance mates with Chilith and Hulkbuster. Current streak is now back to 7, and America Chavez is now taking a strong lead. She can do a lot of things. Won't be surprised to see Iron Man continue to be used as you see how good he is for all these troublesome mutants, and then taking defenders like Killmonger on top of that. Thank you so much for watching. Always let me know how your war season's going, and if you got any questions in particular on these fights or something like that, I'd be happy to get to them if and when I can. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.